Survival theories. Remember, these are just theories.
Welcome to Survival Theory. This is how to survive waterboarding. Remember, it's just a theory. It's just some ideas that could potentially help you deal with this very, very traumatic experience. Hopefully you never have to use these theories or these techniques, ideas. But if you're ever in this situation, you might want some of these tips. I have, before making this video a couple hours ago, self-waterboarded myself in the shower using a t-shirt. I was able to barely last 10 seconds before I was like, oh no, this is too much. It also didn't help that I'm slightly claustrophobic. Let me rephrase that. I'm definitely claustrophobic. So if you're claustrophobic, this will, this technique, this torture, will affect you a lot faster than if you weren't claustrophobic. As you can see in this picture, this is essentially what it'll be like. It'll be kind of slanted, you know, at a slope, because the idea is they're trying to get the water to flow constantly into your nose. Because it's an open area, it's hard to close your nose, but ironically I do have a technique to help you close your nose, which, as you can see in this other picture, this I call the waterboard defense face. As you can do in here is you're using your upper lip to block off your nose. As you can see, it's creating a nice little seal. It's not perfect, you know, it could probably, you know, some water can still seep in, but at least this will reduce the amount of water that will go into your nose. Again, this is to help you try to survive, try to cope with the situation. So you see the mouth is closed, you're holding your breath, keep your eyes closed. You're trying to close up as much of your face as possible to avoid water coming in and, you know, and drowning you, which is essentially what waterboarding is. It's drowning. It's controlled drowning. Of course, you see they have the cloth. That way the cloth adds to it, because the cloth getting wet and damp reduces oxygen. That's the other thing. It's like you don't get to breathe much. It's not like they're just pouring water in your face. You know what I mean? You know, the cloth makes it even worse, because we've all taken shower. We've all put our face under the shower head and have water just hit our face, and we ain't freak out, right? But when you put a cloth like a t-shirt or something, or a washcloth on your face, or a towel, and let the water hit the towel, then you realize when you try to breathe under there, it's very difficult, because you're essentially breathing on water as opposed to air. And of course, you know, it's not a good feeling. Obviously, if you're being waterboarded, God forbid, but if you are, it's because they want information. So I recommend give them very accurate lies. You know, let them know what they want to know. Give them as much information as possible. Hopefully that will cause them to be able to release you, you know, because they feel they got what they wanted and they let you go. Hopefully that's the case. But you don't want to really put no one else in danger. You don't want to give out information that will cause somebody else to get waterboarded. You know what I mean? It's bad enough you had to go through it. You don't want to do that to someone else. So give out some accurate lies, you know, information that, you know, could pan out, you know, to be true, but aren't directly true, because you're still trying to defend people. We don't know which situation you will be in where you get waterboarded. You could probably be a government personnel or something. You could be military. Obviously, you don't want to give out real military information, but give as much information as possible that can be verified to a certain degree. You know, this sounds plausible and realistic, and hopefully that will help you reduce the waterboarding, help, you know, give you a chance to escape. Hold your breath, of course. Breathe out slowly, because at a certain point you're going to have trouble holding in your breath. So you can get a little bit of extra time while you're being waterboarded, you want to slowly let out some air, let out that carbon monoxide. Did I say monoxide? I mean carbon, the CO2. Let out the CO2, carbon dioxide. Let out that CO2 out slowly. That way you can buy yourself a little bit more time, and hopefully they'll stop right when you get to the point where you let out all the carbon dioxide, and then you can catch your breath and try to breathe quickly, try to get as much air as possible in between waterboarding. You obviously want to get out of this situation, which is very important to give them any information, as long as it's not too major, doesn't cause a lot of lives, just enough information that they could be satisfied with to leave you alone. I already explained the whole waterboard defense face, as you can see in the image. Practice it. Practice it under the shower, with a washcloth or a towel or a t-shirt. Get the hang of using it. Make it a reflex in case you're ever in that situation that you'll need it. I already mentioned, keep your eyes closed. Try to move your head sideways. Typically, as you see in this image, you see they're just holding the person's arms down and hold them in position. You barely see somebody's left hand holding the person's head, but you see the person could just turn their head to the side, left or right, to reduce the directness of water trying to hit your nose. Because at any point, you can't hold your breath. Turning your head sideways, letting out the carbon dioxide, and then try to sneak in some extra air to help you last longer. It's something you definitely want to do. Remember, this is about survival, so do what you can to survive. And number 7, which is the most important thing to do, which I recommend for any situation, is fight. Fucking fight. It's your life. Fight. Resist. Don't let them put you in a situation where they can do something like this to you. You know what I mean? And these are my survival theories.